almost forgot. That and that's going to be mixed together after I cook my meat. A pinch. Hold on. Yeah, not very musically inclined. Alright, what's up, yins? Guys, time for another video. I'm going to call this video, what exactly is a thug? What is a thug? And some people, it's like a slur. If you've seen on the news, there was like some school bullying that made the news, and some coach was under fire because he called the bullies thugs. And some of these things I saw in the news, it wasn't anybody because of their race, and the perpetrators were not any particular race, but people took issue. But then there's a culture too in music that both black and white people listen to, that the word thug is a high regard thing. Some people call it a slur at their convenience, but some people are also held in high regard, and it's used as a word that they're one and they're proud of it. No different than you know how some people are gay, and being called queer was a slur, right? But there are people that actually class themselves and call themselves queer, you know what I mean? It can be a slur or it can be high regard depending on what your culture is. And to me, what a thug is, first of all, let's say what thuggery really is. It can come from any race, white on white, black on black, black on white, white on black, and sometimes in numbers, sometimes in where somebody knows that they can't kick so-and-so's butt, so they can be a couple weaker individuals and they need to get a couple of their buddies. And what thuggery usually is, and yes, if you get assholes that make repetitive calls, the police, and certain police can be biased, or biased people make repetitive calls. You know, the president of the Future of Freedom Foundation is said in a video that I watched, said, quote, that certain police, what some of them do, it's like what goes on in fascist Italy and communist Russia. Police act effectively as thugs. Well, there's also another type of, that kind of thuggery, and then there's other kind of thuggery where you get the stronger, dominant alpha males, the people are always looking to go off on somebody, right? And you get these other groups of people who want to make repetitive remarks or complaints to them so that they can get them or their people or their thugs to go beat you up on a he said, she said. And whether it's police thuggery or other thuggery, which is against the law, taken into one's own hands, usually it's childish school kid shit, but it gets into people in cities shooting people. For example, it can be somebody a different race as you or the same race as you, right? Instead of politely asking you, oh, somebody said this or that. In a lot of cases, if you're black or white watching this and somebody says he or she said, I called you this or that, a lot of times you don't even need to fucking come to me or come to so-and-so and address it, but you could ask me. That's being civilized, and I can say yes or no. No, I didn't say that. Or in some cases, I'd respond and say, I don't even fucking know you. How could I have said that? But a lot of times it's not even really necessary to come to me or so-and-so, but it's better to do that. But if you come with a mentality, or whether it's me or fictitious so-and-so situation, so-and-so said this or that, so we're going to go to so-and-so. If you come to it without asking something civilized, for example, right, with the sole intent of not asking me, that you're going to come and tell me, or with a couple of your buddies, or you because you're on steroids, or because you're this or that, whether you're this race or the same race as me or whatever the fuck you are, and instead of being civilized and asking me so I can say yes or no, come with the attitude that if I smart off to you, telling me how this is going to be, and telling me that I said this and I'm a liar, and that you're going to, if I don't shut up, or if I get smart, that you're basically, the whole deal, what you'd be doing is coming with the sole intent to go off on me, or threaten to commit aggravated assault, or the ultimatum that if this is how something is going to be, because, well, instead of asking me or anything, oh, you're actually your buddies, your shit starter buddies, right? Or their word is like gold, and I'm a liar. You don't want to ask. As a matter of fact, you probably could have a bias. You and your buddies, whatever fictitious situation. I want to say, put myself into it, or you guys want to put yourself in a situation that so and so's, that's, they're already a mindset. You get smart with them, they're going to commit aggravated assault. It don't matter either way. Their buddies said it, so you're this or that. They have no intention of asking you. They're coming to you. It's basically, the whole deal is that the whole intention from the start of such a confrontation is to, if I was to get smart, that's their excuse to go off on me. The whole intention is not to ask if I said this or that. It's to intimidate. It's to, if I get smart, you're going to commit aggravated assault. If I don't shut up, this is how it's going to be. Or rather than, or if, say, you wanted to really do it and get a bunch of your buddies, you just go right ahead and do it. Which in a lot of cases, if the person is legally armed in some kind of ways and gets injured, you'd have the right to defend yourself, or pick up whatever you need to defend yourself. Kick somebody's knee out, and or do whatever the hell, if it's not a very good, it's basically thuggery. It's an illegal way of taking something to somebody's own hands, like damn school kids be doing. And then say, if you're a person that's new in the school, or you're poor, or you don't pay enough taxes, the principal and the teachers they won't do anything about it, because these are so-and-so's kids. There's school, it starts out as school bullying, then these other older people, they're getting gangy. Like, and you can be living on a certain block, and everybody in the block is in a clique. And it comes in many lifestyles. And matter of fact, in some cases, in a workplaces where it can get physical, which the boss can fire everybody for it. Or it can be somebody that is immune from being fired by the boss. It's not always physical thuggery. It's verbal thuggery, and the threatening of threatening of your job, or whatever the hell. And meanwhile, there's so-and-so does way worse, and he should have been fired a long time ago. But the people that, just because you lip off and you question something, you get somebody that's a bad boss, that's on a power trip, right? That'll, or the guy next to you that he's related to them, he can have that. There's shit like that going on. It's a different type of thuggery that ain't physical, and it can turn into, you shut up and we will fire you. You get smart, we can have authorities escort you out.
Take that off. I forgot to lube
right
the
now,
foil.
things like that, which
We're getting stuff.
there's lawyers you can get involved, and it's a mess there. But yeah, mostly it's a topic that people are being intimidated out of talking about. They're on the news trying to call it a, if you will, a racial thing. They play that card. say,
cool
like I
down,
said, if it's somebody
power down
saying
for
that's
safety
the
reasons.
same color as
so
you,
I don't
and
burn
there's
my
no
face or
racism
burn
involved.
anywhere on myself trying
Like
to
I said,
get
it
this
could be
shit out of
black
here.
on black, black on white.
If you
But
get
you
anything
use
out of
certain
these
things that you're
videos,
not
I
allowed
would
to use
do
the
that.
word.
Don't
But there's
risk
other
burning
words other
yourself or
than thug
burning
you
your
can
face
use
off
too.
or
Bully,
any
shit
kind of shit like
starter,
that. But anyway, there it is.
person that's looking for an excuse to go off on somebody and take it into their hands rather than looking for excuse to go on. It can be, like I said, you can, instead of using they're trying to play with words and block you from using certain words. And certain words are easier than saying,
Okay, here we go.
person who is looking for a reason to go off on somebody. He's looking for an excuse to go off on somebody rather than ask him a question. That's a long bunch of things to say, so you have to have a bunch of people to agree on a basic meaning. And like I said, the meaning is also cultural. It's held in high regard. It's used as a slur, but people play the slur card, but it's also in music and culture held in high regard. But at the and everybody knows this, but at the convenience, people will, and the fact that you're not allowed to use a certain word to define a particular behavior or mindset, to stand up against such mindset, that when you're being prevented to use any words to define the mindset, despite having a disclaimer and explaining yourself and saying, well, it's not about race or anything.
Alrighty then.
And say, or if you try to use
this
a different
is at
word,
least
if you're
2
being
more
prevented
days
by
of eating
speaking
here.
of certain things, by
Maybe
trying
3.
to come up with an alternative word and they use that against you, that itself is thuggery. So to recognize bullying or thuggery and speaking out against it, being prevented from speaking out against it is in fact thuggery. But if you want to use a different word, and they want to play the card and say you can't use that because you're implying, then these people can just go fuck a porcupine. Go fuck a goddamn porcupine, because you're not going to just totally intimidate people out of saying stuff. You just can't do that. It's got to be defined and explained. And if you point out something somebody else is doing,